for this one, we have 3 films. GHL. They're shown during a festival held on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday is a big clue that you're dealing with ordering and potentially grouping, right? Because Thursday, Friday, Saturday are inherently ordered. You wouldn't want to write that FTS or something like that, right? And it says each film is shown on at least one day. So GHL, each one is going to be shown at least once. Then it says, sorry, but never more than once on a given day. So visually what that means is that if you have these as columns and you can't have these guys appear more than once on any given day, one, you're not going to see them stacked on top of each other. The same thing, right? I'm not going to see G on the same day or H or L. So I'm going to use a generic variable X to show that I can't have them both on the same day. What's the other thing that this rule tells you? If no one can go more than twice on any day, what do you know must be true about any day? No more than 3. And that's really significant. So this is a hybrid game, but that means it has ordering and grouping. And just whenever you encounter a grouping game, try to figure out what the minimum and maximum is for each group. They sometimes tell you, they sometimes don't tell you. Sometimes they tell you in a roundabout way. This is sort of a roundabout way, right? They're saying, hey, no one can appear more than once, so it must be true that you could not have more than 3, but they don't tell you that directly. If you can recognize that, then you can incorporate that into your drawing. You say, oh, okay, so I'm going to have a max of 3 in each day. That's everything that I can deal with. All right. Then it says at least one film is shown. Oh, okay, so we have to have at least one. No one can go without a film. On Thursday, harvest is shown and no film is shown after it on that day. So that means harvest has to be last. So I put it down there. Okay. The next 2 rules are pretty similar, but they do add a little twist. On Friday, either G or L is basically last. But what do they say? You can't have both, right? So if you can't have both, what does that mean about Friday?
That means
only 2.
Only 2. So this is a big difference. You'd want to make it. I think I just crossed that out. But we can also go a little bit further. What do you know?
Harvest could be shown.
Harvest could be shown, right? Mm-hmm. Or
not be shown.
Nothing, right? Yeah. You can't have, there's nothing else that could go here other than harvest or nothing, right? So what I wrote here was H or nothing. Okay. Last rule, same thing as the second rule, is G or H. So G or H, which means you can't have 3, and they said, well, if you were to have somebody else, it'd be L, right? That's the only thing that's left. One thing about this, by the way, when it says either G or L but not both, that but not both is really important. Because if they didn't say that, then you would have to write G or L down here, but you could have the other one show up. A lot of people look at the word either and they think that it means only one or the other, not both. But or statements on the LSAT are not mutually exclusive unless they say so. Okay? Or some other rule prevents you from having both. So keep that in mind. Even though it said either, that alone is not enough to say that we can only have one. It's the fact that they say but not both. Okay? What this means is that but not both is really significant, but or both is useless. If they said to you, hey, either G or L or both must go on Friday, some people are like, okay, G or L, or maybe both. And they feel like they have to note that. No, it didn't add anything. It just was like telling you what should already be known from the fact that or is not mutually exclusive. Okay, so those are all the rules. We've made all the inferences we could. these things could be empty or have G or L, right? So what I did is I wrote G, comma L up here just to remind myself that I might end up using them, but I don't know, so can't put them in the diagram. Question 6. Although this is not an if question, I would tackle it first because it is just a process of elimination. What is the fastest way to attack these kinds of questions? Anyone know?
Look for the ones that rules don't match.
Okay, so you look for the ones where the rules don't match. How specifically do you do that?
Well, harvest has to be shown on Thursday.
You know it has to be shown on Thursday last, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you grab one rule and you just focus in on that rule. If you looked at answer choice A and then tried to go through each of the rules for answer choice A, that's the slower process. Maggie, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you're gonna say? Grab a rule
Yeah.
and eliminate? Perfect. Okay, so answer choice A is gone because, anyone know? No G. No G.
Yeah.
Answer choice B is gone because on Friday it has G and L. Not good. This is not how I approach it, by the way. I'm just telling you guys the answers because I think you guys got this question type. Answer choice C is actually correct. D, Thursday ends with limelight. Not good. So that's out. E, Friday has harvest last. That is not good. It has to be G or L. Okay? So those are all out, except for C. Now, talking about what we talked about before, I would go to question 8 next because it's our first if question. And because we weren't able to really create worlds in this game, I mean, I guess we could have. We could have said, hey, this is G, and then create a world on the basis of that, and then create another one on the basis of L. But I don't think that's as valuable in this game because knowing that this is G doesn't really tell you anything else about the game, right? If you knew that 0 or 3 was in that middle slot, then you could make another inference. If you know that this is G, the only thing you know is something that you already know, and that is that L cannot go here. So when you're trying to decide whether or not to create worlds, it really depends on whether the assumptions, the two assumptions that you would have to make, would lead to more information. If they don't lead to more information, then don't create worlds. Yes?
Yeah, I missed something, but what is the difference between A and C?
Oh, in question 6?
Yeah.
Oh, question 6, answer choice A doesn't have G. And everyone has to go at least once.
Oh, I see, over the 3 days.
Yes. Yep. Okay, so we didn't create worlds here, which now means that as we go into the if questions, we're going to have to create diagrams for them because they're giving you new rules that apply only to those questions. So for question 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Actually, I'm just going to get rid of these because we don't need them. We know that H goes here. Now they tell us that if L is never shown again during the festival once greed is shown. So once you have G, you're never going to have L again, right? Which one following is the maximum number of film showings that could occur? What's the strategy for this question? How would we answer this question? Yeah?
Have the last day have greed.
Okay, yeah. Push greed to the end, right? Because as soon as that happens, all of a sudden you're eliminating yourself. Okay, so if we do that, what does that mean for greed?
So that greed is the only film show. It's limelight and greed would have to be the two options, and then for Saturday, then working backwards, Friday would be
Okay, so if greed goes at the very end, it would go last, right?
yeah
And then we're trying to maximize, so what else would we do?
limelight to go before it.
Okay, so we could have L or nothing, and now we're trying to maximize, so we're going to go ahead and put L in. Okay, now what happens?
And then limelight or harvest first, and then limelight for Friday.
Sure. So we'd have, we're trying to maximize, so we'll have H versus nothing. And then G or L, we have to do L because if we do G, then we're going to have that problem, right? Which is why we put G at the end. Okay, then what happens on Thursday?
Then it's all three.
Not all three.
Oh,
No
just
G.
no G, just limelight.
No G, just limelight. Yeah. Okay, good. So that's how you would maximize that. Anyone confused by any of those steps? Okay, we get 6. That's the answer. Austin?
No, it was just
Wait, you mean?
matching everything up.
You mean?
What is the maximum number of film showings that could occur during the festival? So the answer is D. 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, okay, I got it.
Cool. So next, any questions on 8? Tion, you look puzzled.
Yeah, could you do that again? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem. So we're trying to maximize, right? You're cool with that?
Mm-hmm.
The most we could ever do is what?
Oh, well, 7.
7, right? That's the most we could ever do. But if L cannot be shown after G is shown, then I want to put G as late as possible
Okay,
so that I can keep showing L throughout the festival.
got it. Okay, no, that makes sense.
So we put G here, and then we want to have something there.
Yeah.
So, and we can only have L or nothing, so we might as well have L. Here we can't put G because as soon as we put it, L can't show anymore. So then we put L instead of G, and then we do H because that's better than nothing, and then H and L. And we can't do G because then, yeah. Are you cool with that?
Yep.
Okay. All right, question 9. If greed is shown exactly 3 times. All right, who's got this question? Who feels confident that they can tackle it? Someone in the back? The long, thin tables are ready to represent. Pooja, you're smiling. So big. You want to do it?
Sure.
Okay, so what should we do? If they tell us that there are exactly 3 Gs, can we make any inferences already, or should we just wait?
Yeah, if you can repeat it on film.
Yeah, it's going to be on all 3 days, right? Do we know where on any of those days?
Yeah.
Where?
So G would be at the end of Friday and Saturday.
Yep, Friday and Saturday. It's got to go there, right? Okay.
And this is on Thursday. You can put it,
Okay, should I put it up here?
yeah. Well, the first.
Does it have to go there?
I mean, it doesn't have
Doesn't happen that.
Doesn't have to. So if it doesn't have to, and it could go here, does it matter where I put it? In grouping games, it wouldn't matter. You don't care about the order within the group. But in this game, we do care about order. So if we put it up top and then put something like L below it, and then some question says which one of the following
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
has to be first on Thursday, you're like, or could be whatever, it could be first, and we're like, oh, it has to be G. Not necessarily, right? So G, you really have to put an arc. It's a symbol that it's going back and forth. Okay, now what happens?
You put H at the end of Thursday.
Oh, yes, as always. Yes, thank you. Okay, good.
And then you need to put H for Friday.
Okay, so harvest is shown exactly twice, and it can't go on Saturday, so it has to go on Friday. Good. Okay, then what?
Then you can put L for Saturday or Thursday.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's exactly right. We can only have one more L, and it could either go here or there. I would just put it up here as a floater. Because we're never going to make the mistake of putting it here, because this is full. Right? So if I just say it's a floater, it can go anywhere, we're good. Now, what's it asking? Then which of the following must be true? Okay. Just have to start going through them. What'd you choose? E is in Eric? Awesome. H and G are both shown on Friday. That has to be true. Was anyone tempted by any other answers? Yes. A. All 3 films are. All 3 films are shown on Thursday. So, what was your mistake?
Like you said with the, I didn't put the either or symbol there.
Okay, so you had G going in one of those slots.
And then an L.
I don't know. I mean, that might be part of your mistake, but it sounds like the bigger mistake was thinking that L had to go here, as opposed to it could go here, right? Okay. they wrote that answer for us and you in particular. They know that we will be tempted by that. Any other answers that were tempting?
I did the same thing, but with D, I assumed that L was O.
Oh, is the only one on
Yeah.
Saturday because you thought L was here. Oh, that's really interesting. Because that actually shows there's two answers that are like conflicting with each other, right? Okay. Did you even get to the other answers or did you just pick K and you're like,
I just saw it.
and then did I call, I didn't call 5 minutes by that point, right? No.
I think you might.
Oh, right. Okay. So then it's like, well, I just got to go.
Yeah.
A sounds good. We got to move. All right. 10. If L is shown exactly 3 times, I'm just going to get rid of this. If L is shown exactly 3 times, this is the same deal. So 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. You got this, Christian?
Jake.
Jake!
Yeah.
Sorry. Who's Christian?
Christian.
Christian is not here. Okay? Christian, we now know you're not here. Jake.
Well, isn't that the same as, it's like the same setup as the first one we did?
The first one.
Or no, it might be the same setup as question 6.
I don't know.
I just knew that I already had it written out and like
You had it written out.
Easy for me, but the answer is D.
Okay, the answer's D. Are we good? So Jake, you gotta help us out.
Yeah, well, like,
How would you walk through this problem if it hadn't been set up before?
well, limelight has to be shown 3 times.
Yep.
So that means it has to be shown on Thursday.
Yep. Where?
And so that means that the
Where's it going?
So then the first film on Thursday can't be Harvest because it's the second film. That's
Wait, are you
Thursday.
looking at the answers?
What do you mean?
I don't know. Well, so H goes down here, right?
Oh, you want me to just fill that out?
Yeah, I want you to fill that out.
Yeah, yeah. H
So-
goes there.
Okay.
Then L goes above it.
Right here?
Yep.
It has to go here?
Well, it could go either one.
Ah, okay, so what should we do?
The first one.
Do the little line, that little line thing. Okay, now what?
Then on Friday, H goes first.
Oh, wait, hold
Right,
on.
you need
We
L.
start with the information about L, right? L is on every day. That's what
Yeah,
you told
so
us.
put L at the bottom.
L on the bottom,
Yeah.
and then L's got to go up here, right?
Right.
Because that's the only place it could go on Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we go to the next piece of information. H is exactly twice. What does that mean about H? Now you said the H goes here.
Yeah.
Does it have to go there?
I guess it could. Could it also go on Saturday? Up. Could go the last one on Saturday.
I think it could.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily see at this point one reason why to choose one over the other. So
You create a world.
you could, to keep this simple,
Yeah.
you could say, hey, look, H is going back and forth here. It's kind of like a floater between those two. Or you could just say, you know what? I want to commit to one or the other so I can know what's going on here. In which case, you could just... Now you have to keep everything the same that you've already done because none of that has changed. Although I just put the L in a different place. So either H goes here or H goes here. Right? Now which one of those worlds is easier to finish? You guys follow that? We just created the 2 options. Okay? Which one of those is easier to finish?
The
First one.
The first one, yeah, what happens?
Because you just put G at the.
It's got to go there. L cannot be last, right? Okay, good. Down here, do we know what happens? We have exactly one G left, right?
G, go.
Yeah, so it can go. It can be the first.
G only goes once. Yeah.
Yeah, so it can be
That's
the first film on Thursday
It could be
or the second.
I think this world is done, right? We're looking down here, right, at this world?
Yes, I mean it could go on Thursday.
It could go on Thursday.
Yeah.
Could it go somewhere else?
Yeah. No,
No.
can't go
No, because remember what we said. It's either H or nothing,
anywhere. Yeah.
right? And this is L. We only have one G left. We can't put it here. We can't put it there because that's full. So G has to go here, going back and forth. And this world is actually done because we can't have any more G's. So that's that. Probably overkill for this question, but we know exactly what's going on, and we will never get anything wrong, no matter what they ask us. They said complete an accurate list of the films that could be the first film on Thursday. It could be G-Ra. Yeah. Cool. Which is deep. Any questions on that one? All right, that was question 10, right? We skipped 7. Turns out 7's kind of a nice one. Because remember, 7 was a non-if question. So really quick, which one of the following cannot be true? There's no clues here, so you just have to start reading the answers. This is the only time you can start reading the answers. If they give you an if question, you have to do the work before you go into the answers. I know we're so excited about the answers, but we can't be excited about the answers until we're ready for them, okay? But in this one, there's nothing to do, so we just have to start looking at them. A says Harvest is the last film shown on each day of the festival. What do you think?
Not true.
Totally crazy, right? No. No. So, I was like, thank you for making it first so I don't have to read all 5. Yeah.
So I got a quick question. Do you even bother reading the rest of the answers, or because it seems like once you know one is can't be true, you just move on to the next one. It seems.
Yes, so if you're feeling good about the game and you understand what's going on, like
Uh-huh.
you feel confident about how the game is set up and the rules don't seem confusing, then as soon as you see a correct answer, I would choose it and move on.
Okay.
If your confidence level is a little bit lower because it's a stranger game or just seems a little harder, or you're just getting into it, then I would read the rest to confirm that they're wrong, and then that would build your confidence and make sure you're heading on the right path.
Okay.
Yep. So in games though, you can definitely skip because it's like math. 2 plus 2 is going to be 4. It's not going to be anything else. Any other questions on this game? This one I think would take a little bit longer, but I think 8 minutes is a reasonable time frame. Okay. So I would shoot for that.